clouds look epic. Almost like a storybook. Sorry, I just had to show you guys that. Those clouds just looked amazing. Looked like they were painted for a children's storybook, man. So, welcome back to Salt Marsh Sunday. Have to apologize, catch you up on what happened there. So, finally getting back into the marsh. Quick little story right before this. I didn't do one last week. I had a guide session that I did for some amazing people. Really had a great time doing it. I'll make a post about it probably this week. I was at a birthday party up in, where is that? Merchantville, New Jersey, or not far from Palmyra, but that's besides the point. On my way back down to OC, I came across an overturned vehicle. There was a guy trapped inside the car. Must have happened seconds before I got there. Police, no rescue people were there. I ended up having to extract this gentleman from the car. I had to go in after him. Basically what happened is all the doors locked upon impact. I had to rip the back hatch open and climb in the car, help him put his shoe on because the impact knocked his shoe off, and I had to help get him out of there. He couldn't really get his bearings to do so on his own. So, man, always wear your seatbelt. I'm not preaching and I'm not trying to sound like a dad out there, but this guy had his seatbelt on. It's probably what saved him from getting ejected out of this vehicle. Also, but anyway, enough on that. Might not be a bad idea to carry something to break a window with, because like I said, he was trapped. He couldn't even get out of there. All the doors locked, and he was a bigger guy, couldn't even fit through the actual window itself. We are on to the fishing. We're chasing bass tonight, like always. Love to go catch some marsh bass. To me, catching a bass in the marsh is so much more special than catching one on the jig or out front or trolling or anything. In the marsh, it's a true hunt. You're hunting for these fish. It's not just like casting the blitzing striped bass, even though that's freaking awesome too. I'm all about the process. I'm all about the hunt. So we're going to be looking for some marsh bass, of course. I found a new area that I started to scout out Saturday night with a buddy of mine. I'm going to go put in some time over there. I don't expect to be catching a bunch of fish in this new place because we're just going to learn it. But that is, learning new areas is what this is all about. It's all about discovery and exploring and being free to do so. We have a beautiful night. We do have a full moon, which made the bite really tough last night. I think high tide is around 10:15 or 10:30. So we're going to get at them. Last night it took almost 3 hours for the tide to turn around and start running back out again. So we're going to pick it up, get at them, and see what we can come up with here. As always, I'll check back in with you guys. So, it's going to be a little bit hard to scout this area and fish this new area because it's a very, very flooded high tide. I always recommend when you're scouting a new area to scout when the tide is low. So you can see any obstructions you're going to be navigating. You're going to know where any submerged sods are and broken down, fallen pieces and structure that could hold fish at a higher tide level, grass flats, what have you. So that's just my little tidbit here. We're just, like I said, rolling up on location, and we're going to start fishing and see if we can pull something out of this new spot. So what we're going to be throwing here is a good search bait. In fact, it's been an amazing all-around bait for me this year. A Band of Anglers dart spin, 4.5 inch is a really proper size for the marsh. Just going with a pearl white color. I'm not a huge color guy. I don't get into a bunch of crazy colors. I keep things very simple as far as that goes. So we're going to put this out there. There's not too many times that a fish isn't going to eat something that's pearl white in this in this profile. So let's tie it on and get to work. So I'm going to switch it up to a 1/4 ounce eye strike. Love eye strike. Only jigs I use. I do occasionally use some other ones, but I won't get into that now. So unfortunately, I don't have another pearl white. So the water back here is absolutely freaking epic. Problem is it's super, super skinny. My standard 3/8 is a little too much for this really shallow water in the 4.5 inch. So we're going to switch to this see-through gold color. I think that they call this, see-through gold. And we're going to give it a shot. Goddamn, I'm like about ready to kill somebody. This asshole on a jet ski literally came through the most pristine fucking backwater you've ever seen and blew the entire thing up. He must have been doing 60 miles an hour. If I see that dude on land, I'm telling you, I freaking end up in jail. That shit pisses me off. It's just so fucking disrespectful. It's not even funny. Ugh. Damn it. I can't even believe somebody would do that. I'm so angry, I'm shaking. He just totally blew up this entire area. Totally blew it up. Bet he didn't run over and see if we can make something happen over there. But I'm not really all that hopeful now. It's a shame I'm like too far committed to this spot now to run anywhere else, and that had to happen. So I'm going to try to push to an area that boys and girls, now we're really freaking screwed. The trolling motor just crapped out on me. I've been nursing my trolling motor plug for a long time, and it finally just totally shot out. And I'm up on this flat in super skinny water, and I'm just going to try to idle off now. I got to go back to the dock. I got another plug back at the house. Going to try to fix it to hopefully salvage this evening. But what a freaking crazy night it's been. What the hell, man? It sucks because it is absolutely pristine and perfect out here. It really is. I'm going to try to show you a picture of like the beauty of this place without like trying to overexpose it. Just so you guys get a picture of what I'm looking at and how freaking beautiful this thing was. Not really that mechanically inclined, so I'm really hoping that I can just swap this plug out and that'll do the trick. We'll see what happens, but should be back to the dock in about 10 minutes, and I gotta run home and grab it. Hopefully be working on it in about 20. This is what we're dealing with here. We're trying to swap out a new trolling motor plug here, and this was the old one. You can see how bad that is. Like the internal of the plug is pretty much pulled out. Yeah, these units from Bass Pro, they're garbage. Don't buy them. You're just better off spending the money for the twist locks. Should have done it long ago. All right, we're back on the water. Trolling motor is fixed. Big shout out to that motherfucker Bill. When you're not mechanically inclined and you got a homie that is, to call and ask a question, that is freaking invaluable, man. So, real quick, swapped out the new plug, no big deal, boom, trolling motor did not work. And it seemed the trolling motor threw the breaker back in the bottom here when it cut out. So thankfully I had that breaker there. If not, it would have blown the brains right out of my trolling motor. And funny enough, most of the season, the last 4 weeks I've been running without a breaker because it was all corroded and I had to get a new one. Just put it on last weekend, so thank God put that on there. Or we're back underway and we're gonna go try to find some freaking fish now, man. Let's go do it. After all the bullshit today, this one feels good, let me tell you. Nice fight, nice plump little bass. Awesome. Thank you. New pattern, and you got to figure that pattern out if you want to be successful. You got to forget everything you did the night before and figure out what the new pattern is. So we're gonna kind of move on and look for some bigger fish now. But if any of you guys are still awake, do yourself a favor and go outside and have a look at this moon. This moon is absolutely... I'm gonna pick up and make a pretty decently long run here and try to find some bigger fish. So stay tuned. Breathtaking tonight. I think it's like a blood moon or a strawberry moon or something like that. but it's absolutely beautiful. If you can't go outside, I'll try to put a picture up, but of course it's going to give it no justice. So one last look at this moon here. When it first came up, it was like a strawberry moon. It was like red and orange, and it just lit the whole water up. It was gorgeous. What a beautiful night, man. Absolutely beautiful night. There's nothing like it. Absolutely gorgeous. So, wrap up. What a weird night, man. What a weird night. That's all I can really say. I swear the full moon has something to do with it. It makes everybody crazy. It makes weird things happen. There's no doubt about that. I don't know. Full moons are weird. They're really weird. Everybody gets crazy. Fish get weird. Everything just gets flat out weird. So basically what I did tonight was I put together a pattern. Every single night there is a new pattern, and you have to dial into that pattern in order to catch fish. You basically have to throw out, like I was saying earlier, everything that you did the night before, and you got to put the new puzzle together. That's the biggest thing that I can tell you. I did put the puzzle together. I got on fish, but so I forget where I had left off, but I made the big mistake of leaving fish to find fish. However, I knew what I was doing at the time, and I also was looking for a beast. Last night, it literally took the tide nearly 3 hours to turn around and start running again, in my area anyway, tonight. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. Like I said, I think the moon phase has a lot to do with it. I never seem to do well on full moons. It wreaks havoc on the currents, the tides, everything. Like I said, one of the cool things that I did find tonight, and I saw a bunch of splashing up on top, and I was like, oh, it's bass. Okay, so I'm going over to check it out, and I see 3 big fish swirling around at the surface and their eyes glowing. And I took a closer look, and it was 3 smoothhound sharks mating. It was absolutely freaking amazing. There was like a cloud of sperm in the water as the male was clamping on to the female's pec fin, and you know, they were having sex. Like I said, there was like a huge cloud of sperm in the water. Their eyes were glowing. One of the coolest things that I've ever seen on the water. I tried to grab my camera in time, but as soon as I did, it was gone. And I saw them some more flopping on the surface, and I just wasn't able to get it on film. I really wanted to. That's only the... I think it's awesome I got to see it. Kind of stuff you see in National Geographic. I got a feeling that that's what was scaring the big bass away in the area that I was working. So either way, really freaking cool. Spending time on the water isn't all about catching fish, and the sights were beautiful tonight. It was a perfect night. The sunset was incredible. Just a weird night all around. Like I said, full moons, they're just freaking weird. They really are. I don't know what else to say about it, but grateful that I got to see the moon. the beautiful sunset and the moonrise, because the moonrise was absolutely incredible. But that's about all I got for this week. If you hung around this long, you're a real trooper. There was a lot of BS in this story tonight. I just wanted to say I appreciate from the bottom of my heart all you guys, all the messages, all the love, all the support that I get all the time from you all. It just means so freaking much to me. I can't even tell you. You know, all the messages that I get during the time when I'm out here cheering me on, giving me ideas, like, just that stuff is important to me. And I just want to publicly thank everybody for that. All your messages, all your support, all the kind words, always. From the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. And I hope everyone has a safe week. That's about it for this week. Hope you enjoyed this nonsense. And I'll get some pics up of some of the bass I caught. There was some really decent fish tonight. But tonight was like a learning experience that went far deeper than catching fish. But I'm not going to babble anymore. I'm freaking tired. It's really late. Love you guys. Thanks again. Have a great week. Be safe.